Defining personality versus identity. Today, we will discuss the sociology of personality, or what we might call the social persona. Some of these concepts might seem unfamiliar or heavy at first, but do not let that discourage you. If anything remains unclear, I am here to provide further explanation. Our primary focus is personality. But what is a person? Who are they? We are accustomed to saying, I am a person, but from an intellectual standpoint, that is often an exaggeration. Personality is not merely about existing. It is about distinctiveness and uniqueness. We must distinguish between identity and personality. If I ask who you are, you might respond with your identity. I am a human. I am an Uzbek. I am a man, or I am a woman. These are markers of identity. However, personality is something else entirely. It is the quality of being unlike anyone else, the essence of being unique. It is not something developed in isolation. Personality does not grow in solitude. It is shaped within society, through relationships with others. A true personality stands on two vital pillars: ethics, morality, and dignity, value. These are the supports that keep a person upright. If you remove these two pillars, any action that individual takes becomes nothing more than a performance, a masquerade. Personality is not a common commodity. It cannot be. Some individuals possess a strong personality, while others have a weak one. It exists in degrees. Furthermore, personality is not innate. We are not born as personalities. We become them. It is a phenomenon that only manifests through social interaction. Our personality is inextricably linked to our relationships with others. Consider the concept of democracy, beyond its thousands of technical definitions. From our perspective today, it is a social sphere where individuals can live together without losing their personalities. It is a social contract formed by people who refuse to surrender their ethical standards, their values, or their dignity. Therefore, a society is a collection of individuals who have preserved their unique personalities. In the study of modern consciousness, a crucial idea emerges. Personality often develops in opposition to identity. Strong collective identities can sometimes cause an individual's personality to dissolve. This brings us to the difference between a society and a community, Jamoa. A community is often a collection of identical identities, whereas a society is a collection of unique personalities. There is a profound observation regarding men of true character. A man with a real personality is one who can refuse the advantages and privileges history has granted him. This means moving beyond the prestige of one's father or the fame of one's ancestors. It is about what you bring to the table. A healthy society is a community rich in personalities, individuals with unique views, strong voices, and the courage to stand against injustice without compromising their ethics. A community, on the other hand, is a group that has failed to cultivate such individuals. The deciding factor between the two is diversity. In a society, different ideas and opposing views can coexist. If opposing thoughts cannot survive together, that group is merely a Jamoa, regardless of its size. When societies face a crisis, they fracture into closed communities. We see this in the struggle between individualism and social conformity. If all my actions are dictated by the watchful eye of my neighbor or external pressure, my personality is in danger. The ideal state is to be a part of society without losing oneself. One of the greatest dangers to personality is excessive loyalty. As the saying goes, loyalty is my pride, but from a sociological perspective, this can be a trap. Excessive loyalty often leads to the death of personality. When loyalty becomes blind, the individual disappears. We saw this in history where decent people committed indecent acts out of a sense of loyalty that superseded their own moral compass. In our region, we often define ourselves by our origins. Where are you from? Or whom do you belong to? This is a characteristic of communal, Jamoa, thinking. Whether it is localism or nationalism, these are often identities people cling to because they lack a developed personality. Relying on such labels, be they political, religious, or ethnic, makes the emergence of a true personality difficult. True progress requires meritocracy, layacat. In a system based on merit, personality is produced, protected, and nurtured. A person who attains a position through their own merit can stand firm in their principles, even against those who appointed them. However, someone who reaches a position through identity, connections, nepotism, or tribalism cannot do this. They are forever beholden to those who brought them there. But how do we remain ethical in a world full of pressure? How do we preserve our personality? There is a framework called the Potter Box, developed by an American social philosopher. It is a tool for ethical decision-making that can be applied to business, medicine, journalism, or daily life. The Potter Box consists of 4 quadrants. Facts: what is actually happening? For example, your boss tells you to falsify a report. The fact is, you are being told to lie. Values: what values are in conflict? Here, honesty and conscience clash with loyalty and self-interest, the fear of losing your job. Principles: what ethical guidelines apply? According to Kant, a human is an end, not a means. You must not violate your own integrity. If you are a person of faith, honesty is a non-negotiable principle. Loyalties: to whom are you ultimately loyal? To your boss? To the organization? Or to your conscience, your creator, and society? A person with a strong personality chooses loyalty to conscience and truth. They understand that writing a false report contributes to the decay of society. If you abandon your principles for the sake of a promotion or out of fear, your personality begins to disintegrate. You become a mere cog in the machine. A person who exists only as a set of instructions until they reach the grave. To be a person of character, especially as a person of faith, means refusing to turn a blind eye to injustice and falsehood. We must use tools like the Potter Box to analyze every situation, look at the facts, weigh the values, apply the principles, and decide where your true loyalty lies. Thank you for listening attentively. Would you like me to create a visual representation or a summary of the Potter Box based on this talk?